People wind up with their premiums doubled and their coverage cut in half. It's actually worse than that. In Minnesota, where the premium increase will be close to 60%, the Democratic governor just said the Affordable Care Act is no longer affordable. Jonathan Gruber, MIT. My uncle was up at MIT. I like my uncle much better. The architect of Obamacare admitted it was a fraud, and he said it was passed because of the stupidity of the American voter. But the only stupidity was that of the officials, and really the primary stupidity was that the officials allowed that to be rammed through over the objection of some politicians, I must admit, but overall the American voter. It was rammed through. Hillary Clinton wants to double down on Obamacare, making it even more expensive. Just this year, Clinton called Obamacare, and this is sort of interesting, one of the greatest accomplishments of President Obama. You know this thing is just dead, right? You know. One of the great accomplishments of the Democratic Party and an accomplishment of our country. It's one of the great catastrophes. My contract with the American voter outlines a plan to repeal and replace Obamacare. And I'm asking for your vote so we can get the job done for Colorado and the families of Colorado. We will have a plan that is so much better and that is so much less expensive. It's going to be beautiful. We'll bring sanity back to health care. Real change also means getting rid of the corruption in Washington. As you have heard, it was just announced yesterday that the FBI is reopening their investigation into the criminal and illegal conduct of Hillary Clinton. This is the biggest political scandal since Watergate. And it's everybody's deepest hope that justice, at last, can be properly delivered. Hillary has nobody to blame but herself for her mounting legal troubles. Her criminal action was willful, deliberate, intentional, and purposeful. Hillary set up an illegal server for the obvious purpose of shielding her criminal conduct from public disclosure and exposure. That didn't work. Although it certainly did, because 33,000 emails missing, we haven't seen it yet. However, I think some of these 33,000 were captured yesterday. She set up this illegal server knowing full well that her actions put our national security at risk and put the safety and security of your children at risk. To further cover up her crimes, she bleached, which nobody does because it's so expensive. Has anybody ever wanted to get rid of an email and bleached it? Has anybody? Anybody raise your hand? Has anybody even heard of it, right? She bleached and deleted 33,000 emails after, right? Receiving a congressional subpoena. So she gets the subpoena. It's a congressional subpoena. And she says, we better get rid of this stuff. 33,000 emails. She made She made 13 phones disappear, some with a hammer. She lied to Congress under oath, lied to the FBI on many occasions. And then recently it was revealed that 2 boxes of email evidence, in addition to everything else, went mysteriously missing. That was thoroughly secret. She even pretended not to know that the letter C meant confidential or even classified. Give it one or the other, right? One or the other. Meant confidential, but at least she thought it was C, meaning like paragraph C. The only problem is there wasn't an A or a B or a D or a D. And her memory went bad with the FBI on 39 separate occasions. As the recent release of a memo from one of Bill Clinton's closest associates demonstrates, that Clintons have turned the government into a scheme for personal profit. That's all it is. Take a look. Are you looking at this stuff? The Clintons even saw the deadly disaster in Haiti as an opportunity to cash in. The people of Haiti hate the Clintons. I will tell you that. They hate the Clintons. They've been used. The WikiLeaks revelations have revealed a degree of corruption at the highest levels of our government like nothing we have ever seen as a country before, including a candidate who boasts to donors about having a public position for the voters and a private position for Wall Street. Hillary put the office of Secretary of State up for sale, and if she ever got the chance, she would put the Oval Office up for sale so fast your head would spin. Well, she did it with the bedroom, right? The bedroom. That's just a small version. Now, that doesn't count. Hillary should have been convicted long ago. She should have been convicted. You know, they're complaining about, oh, it's so terrible, they're starting up. Well, they found a lot of emails that were never given. And now it's just revealed there were over 10,000 that they just found. And these, I assume, were never revealed. You're supposed to give your emails. The process and the legal process has been taking a long time. It's very sad that it's taken so long. And now it's reported today, this morning, that the Department of Justice was fighting the FBI. And that's because the Department of Justice is trying so hard to protect Hillary. It was reported that 97% of the Department of Justice's employees, in terms of their presidential contributions, 97% went to Hillary Clinton, which means they don't like me too much, right? 97%. There are those, and I happen to be one of them, who think Hillary offered Loretta Lynch a reappointment as Attorney General. I happen to be one. Perhaps, just perhaps, of course he said he only talked about golf and the grandchildren. But he was on the plane for 39 minutes. He went to Arizona, an unbelievable place. But there are those that think that when he went onto the plane, that's what they discussed, just prior to a decision being made. He said it was to play golf, but he never played. And I think it was over 109 degrees out. This is what we mean when we call it a rigged system. This is what we mean. It's what we mean. She's under investigation. The plane just happened. Oh, gee, that's great. That's the Attorney General's plane. I'm in Arizona. Playing golf. I went to play golf. It's 109 degrees. I went to play golf. Middle of the summer, right? So That's the attorney. Oh, maybe I'll stop up and say hello. Oh, let me stop. You know, I've had a plane for a long time. I've never had anybody walk off the runway into my plane, ever. I've never had that happen. I don't even think it's legal.